Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Grime Family. This is Study Time with Bharat, and today we are going to continue our Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll. So we are going to continue with chapter 6, Humpty Dumpty. So last time, if you remember, we learned that the egg was moving on its own. Alice was following the egg, found that everything around was becoming a tree. It was like she was walking inside a forest. Now, let's continue. However, the egg only got larger and larger and more human. When she had come within a few yards of it, she saw that it had eyes and a nose and mouth. And when she had come close to it, she saw clearly that it was Humpty Dumpty himself. Yeah, so the egg she brought actually became Humpty Dumpty. And as you all know about the poetry of Humpty Dumpty, and if you don't remember, I'll tell you later. Humpty Dumpty was sitting with his legs crossed, like a turd, on the top of a high wall, such a narrow one that Alice quite wondered how he could keep his balance and as his eyes were steadily fixed in the opposite direction and he didn't take the least notice of him. She thought he must be a stuffed figure after all. Alice said out loud about how he looked like an egg, hearing which Humpty Dumpty was very provoked. Basically, Humpty Dumpty was an egg, so it wasn't a lie when she said that he looks like an egg. But yeah, Humpty Dumpty had a temper. Alice tried her best to explain him, but he compared her brain to a baby. So basically, he is trying to compare her to an infant who knows nothing about anything at all. They just do babblings and mutterings and stuff. So he's comparing Alice to a baby's brain because, according to him, Alice doesn't know a thing. Alice, not knowing what to do, recited the poem about Humpty Dumpty. So yeah, as I was saying, she recited the poem Humpty Dumpty. And if you don't remember the poem, it was Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Yeah, that was a nursery rhyme. I still remember it till now. I hope you all remember it. Of course you all remember it. It was a very famous poem. At last, Humpty Dumpty looked at her and asked for her name and the meaning of her name. So according to Humpty Dumpty, every name should have some meaning. So therefore he asked Alice about her name's meaning and the purpose why she is here, why she has approached him. Alice tells him her name and Humpty Dumpty interrupts her by saying that her name is stupid. So yeah, because Alice says that her name doesn't mean anything, she basically says that it doesn't matter if a name means something. To that, Humpty says that her name is stupid because it doesn't have a meaning. But according to Humpty Dumpty, every name should have some meaning. And Humpty Dumpty tells her that his name means his own shape, which is an egg. So yeah, Humpty Dumpty. Maybe it sounds like an egg. It sounds like a fat and chubby thing. Alice, who is concerned about Humpty Dumpty's safety, asks him to come down, as the wall is very narrow. Yeah, according to the poem, the wall Humpty Dumpty was sitting was narrow, and this wall was very large compared to the wall in the poem. Humpty Dumpty replies her, saying that the king has promised him that he will help him. Alice interrupts him by saying, with all his men and all his horses, if he ever were to fall down from the wall. That was the poem's last line. Not last, second last. Humpty Dumpty assumes that Alice had been listening it at doors and behind trees and so on chimneys, otherwise she wouldn't have known. So yeah, Humpty Dumpty is a fictional character in the glass house, mirror glass room, mirror glass world. So he doesn't know that there is another world out there where he is just a mere fiction. So he just assumed that Alice must have overheard it, eavesdropped it, or something like that. Otherwise, she wouldn't have known it. Now Alice tells him that she had read it in a book. Hearing that, Humpty Dumpty became quite pleased and asked Alice to shake hands with him to show that he is not so proud that he spoke with the king. Yeah, it's a matter of fact that some people overreact when they just, when they achieve something. So you're talking to the king. It's a big achievement for him, and just because he doesn't want to seem proud, he is trying to shake hands with Alice. So basically, he's trying to say that Alice has a lower category than him, and he is not proud at all. As he leaned towards Alice and offered his hand, he grinned almost from ear to ear. Now, if I grin from ear to ear, my mouth's gonna hurt very bad. Alice was a little anxious, thinking that his head would come off if he continued smiling like that. Of course, he was right. It's a given that he will grow, he will break. As Humpty Dumpty was pleased with Alice now, he decided to start afresh with us. Started questioning her like it was a game. For every question he asked her, there was a riddle in it. For example, first of all, he asked, "What did you say your age was?" To this, Alice replied that 7 years and 5 days or something. To which Humpty Dumpty reacted, "I never asked you. How come you are telling me this?" That's some of the questions. There are more questions. Changing the subject, Alice tried to compliment his cravat. Now, this is where the complication starts. Alice doesn't know that whether it's a cravat or a belt. To this, Humpty Dumpty explained to her that the White King and White Queen gave it to him as his unbirthday present. And he explains her what an unbirthday is. So according to him, you only um, take presents when it's your birthday. You only receive presents when it's your birthday. But if you don't have a birthday, what would happen? You will receive presents every time. That is why Humpty Dumpty is saying the cravat was his unbirthday present. The present which was presented to him when it was not his birthday. That was kind of a nice logic. I would like to try it by not celebrating my birthday so that I would receive gifts every time in the year. Now, moving on, Humpty Dumpty tells Alice that he can make words do anything that he wants, though he pays words extra if he requires them to do a lot of work. Alice remembers the poem Jabberwocky. Remember the first chapter when Alice was reading a book? It was written upside down, not upside down, in the opposite direction, and then she um, just put the book in front of the mirror and the words were there for her to read. That's the poem Jabberwocky. And the meanings were quite tough for her, so she is trying to ask Humpty Dumpty to explain the words to her. She recites the first stanza, which he picks apart word by word. Then he started reciting a folk poetry to Alice, like Riddle Dee Dee. So yeah, Jabberwocky poem was translated by Humpty Dumpty. I'm not gonna explain it to you because it needs a lot of concentration to explain word by word. And right now I'm not focused at all. So it would be better if you read it on your own so that you can understand it better. Further on, every character in this world just recites some kind of poem to Alice. and Alice is now frustrated of the poetry recited to her. And this was a folk poetry, just like Tweedledee. Alice tried her best to stop him as she couldn't understand his poetry. When Humpty Dumpty completed reciting his poetry, he just merely said goodbye to her, indicating that it was time for her farewell. As she said her goodbye to him and was about to go cheerfully, he said something to her that just made her mood worse. So he said to her that she is just like all the others. To which Alice replied that this is the face people make when they generally go. So Alice here is thinking that Humpty Dumpty is saying the same person like the same like the others because she is smiling. So that was her assumption, and she tried to explain that generally when people do their farewells, they smile. To this, Humpty Dumpty cleared her misunderstanding. Humpty Dumpty describes her that has everyone he ever met had the same characteristics of face, and it would have been nice if Alice had eyes on the same side of the nose or the mouth at the top. So according to him, every person should look different, not like genetically different. Their face, their characteristics should look different. Like if you have eyes below your forehead, it should be in your forehead. Yeah, and you should place your nose in the position of your mouth. Something like that was exciting for Humpty Dumpty. Now Alice got very angry. Once again, said her goodbye and then left quietly. As she went further, she was screaming loud to herself about how unsatisfied Humpty Dumpty was compared to all the others she had met. But she never finished the sentence, for at this moment, heavy crash shook the forest from end to end. Now, tell me in the comment section down below, what do you think was the heavy crash? What was that about? And what new character are we going to encounter in this book? So as I just saw right now, there were a lot of spelling errors, and sorry for that. I'll try to do my best to clear all the misunderstandings, and if there is something you don't understand, please do tell me in the comment section down below. I will try my best to explain it to you within my power. And yeah, that was all for today. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Yeah, right now, subscribe. We need your subscriptions very dearly. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe and yeah, leave a like. You guys don't ever leave a like, do you? Just kidding. Don't leave a like if you don't like it. I'm not forcing you. I'm not a tyrant. Maybe kind of? No, I'm not. So yeah, that's all for today. Thanks for watching and sign out.